Hello and welcome to the concluding part of the grand finale of our special presentation, Maggie Desh Ke Liye 2 Minute, the Agri Challenge, in association with CNN News 18. I'm your host, Mugdha Kalra. In the first part of the grand finale, we saw teams Agrarians and Wingpot present their respective agribusiness solutions that aimed to usher in greater sustainability, efficiency, and profitability in the farm sector. To our jury comprising Mr. Suresh Narayanan, Chairman and MD at Nestle India, Mr. Sanjay Sacheti, Country Head India at Olam, and Dr. Kiran K. Sharma, Deputy Director General Research at ICRISAT. It is now time for Team Marvels, represented by Shashank Kumar Singh, Anubhav Pandita, and Siddharth Pandey, to make their mark.
A very good day to the esteemed jury. Here to present our case today, we are Team Marvels from MDI Gurgaon. 3 million kg of coffee produced, 7th largest producer of coffee, and 12th largest exporter of coffee. Well, that is coffee in India for you. Yet, the Indian coffee farmer suffers. Lack of infrastructure and technology, presence of middlemen, and limited market access is what denies these farmers their due. Well, not anymore. We today want to propose an idea to introduce change in an industry that is ripe for disruption. We see opportunities such as changing consumer behavior, engagement by brands, improving ROI for improved sustainability, and last but not the least, bringing new age technology to farmers. And to achieve all of this, we'll work to introduce action points. Digital crop nutrition, quality management, ensuring data ownership, and connectivity among stakeholders is what we want to focus on to bring about our disruption and empower these farmers.
In order to remove the traditional middleman, there is a need to disrupt the traditional coffee value chain with a digital, tech-enabled, vertically integrated B2B aggregator that links FPO representing small farmer to large FMCG players. The new digital aggregator will act as an enabler between FPO and FMCGs. It links FPO to pre-harvest agri-tech firm to arrange SaaS-based training for farmers in methods of precision and smart farming, and all this in collaboration with the post-harvest agri-tech solution firm. This would enable accountability and traceability, which was earlier a pipe dream for the farmer, and lest we forget, it improves the overall ROI on producing certified coffee and gives better return to farmer, which he rightly deserves.
Once we connect with the farmer, they would be allocated a digital ID which would have their infographic details of land and coffee grown. Upon completing a quality check with them, it would be updated with the grade of coffee being produced, current market price, mentor interaction sessions, and later on it would have the transaction and payment reports. The second stage would comprise of digital payments. Firstly, our role would be to create linkage between farmers and FMCG players or exporters. We would provide these buyers credit facilities where they can pay the money within a period of 1 month. This would ensure that they can do a quality check from their end and build trust with them. In the final stage, the end customer can scan the QR code to connect with the farmer, where they can see the farmer's coffee journey and can even crowdsource funds for them. Through our platform, we would enable farmers to use discarded coffee. We would provide them with storage options and help them connect with cosmetic and linen companies to help them sell low-grade coffee. And they would be trained to make coffee aroma masks, which can become a huge hit. We will provide a platform for coffee tourism and coffee tasting on our app. We would set up kiosks near coffee plantations where farmers can directly sell customized coffee blends. Farmers can then provide homestays, become tourist guides, and prepare local cuisines to give the tourists a rustic feel.
With the use of precision and smart farming, we expect the yield to be twice of the current yield per hectare. 15% of the net retail value paid by buyer is the service charged by the firm. We as an aggregator sell the procured coffee at a rate of 450 INR per kg. The pre and post harvest agri-tech solution would be taken on a contractual basis for the next 5 years. Now let's talk about our revenues. We can see that the firm reaches a net positive NPV in the 5th financial year with a net return of 5.93 CR. The 25 crore worth of investment has been repaid at a 20% ROE. With technology and trust, we will double the yield and triple the profit for the marginal farmer. We will provide a higher return to buyers and ensure minimum quality variance from specification. In these testing times, let's not forget who our real heroes are. And Team Marvels would like to collaborate with Nestle and transform the life of the marginal farmer, which he has longed for.
Thank you very much, Team Marvels, for a deep dive into the coffee business and the coffee trade. But I have a very fundamental question. Coffee is, and since we have some familiarity being Nestle in the coffee business, coffee is probably one of the best managed commodities that we have in the country in terms of whether it is the size of coffee growers, whether it is the quality, whether it is bodies like the Coffee Board and others who are doing a lot of good work in terms of information dissemination, aggregation. There are quite a few buyers of coffee, whether it's for roast and ground or for instant coffee that's also available in the market. And also you've got exports that are being done quite robustly as far as the coffee trade is concerned. So really, I would like to ask you a question. What was the felt need gap? And was there any evidence to show that there is a large need gap in the coffee business? Because your model can work a lot in many other commodities. But what was the need gap in the coffee business for you to make the intervention? Because unless the need gap is very high, the kind of services that you are providing, with all due respects, are already being done to some extent by a number of entities. May not be one entity, or not be one aggregator, but many people are providing that. So what is the need gap, and what is it that you believe that is leading you to the proposition to work on coffee? I'd be interested in to know that.
Team, I'll take this. Thank you for your question, sir. The first need gap that we identify is the removal of the APMCs. Now that the APMC is removed, these farmers need to be organized in order to sell to the exporter. Within a farmer, there is an inbuilt feeling that I cannot deal with an FMCG. I'll be cheated. Now we want to create a sustainable value chain in which the farmer can see everything transparently. Secondly, while our research, we identified there's a huge markup done by the middlemen, and due to the manual quality judgment that is done. So when we connect to the FPO, we are connecting with the small marginal farmer. We are educating them on what is pre-harvest agri-tech, what is post-harvest agri-tech, what is the need for this, how can you actually earn more than what you're earning, how the middleman is cheating you, how he is earning, how he is taking up, just to quote an example, how he is taking a produce from you at 350 and selling it at 600 in the forward market, while you can still get more from it. And this is why we chose coffee.
Coffee is a relatively evolved agricultural system in the overall Indian agriculture space. Farmers are already connected with corporates. There is much lesser intermediation there in this value chain. Farmers are very well connected with international commodity exchanges. They are very clear about the profit pools which are existing in the entire supply chain at different levels. In any case, the level of intermediation is very low there. Then so that's one observation from my side. So it's quite different than the traditional row crops in India. Your entire hypothesis is actually predicated on doubling yields. Given the fact that coffee farmers are already pretty evolved, they are the wealthier lot among the Indian farming community, and also the fact that they receive a lot of farm extension related advice from various corporates, coffee boards. How confident are you that you would be able to double yields through a sustainable farming project? Is there any evidence which you have seen of that being possible?
So, sir, here I'd like to give you an example. When we buy a coffee at Starbucks, we think that we are paying for the ambience, but rather than that, when we went deep into it, and when we understand how coffee is produced and how certifications are done, and what is the return that a certification gets you, we found out that in our focus interviews with the farmer, we found out that farmer wants to do this certification, but he's looking for an ROI. And now we understand that any big FMCGs or any big names that there are in the market, they're not just charging you for the ambience, they're charging you for the kind of coffee they produce. In outside India, There is a huge demand for Indian coffee market. There are multiple kind of specialities that we have here. Coffee is one of the things that in India we see an emerging market. A lot of young millennials are preferring coffee. We see there are a number of new players that are entering. There are a number of cafes that being opened. So we want farmers to be a part of this value chain and earn where others are earning.
Thanks, Team Marvels. That was a good presentation. You did have a very good, farmer to market linkage model, which was basically essentially forward linkages. But what I found missing was the backward linkage model. Besides providing them the forward linkage with the value chain, bring the technologies back to the farmers so that they could adopt new technologies, new varieties coming up. You keep talking about the middleman here. Let me tell you, middleman is not a bad man. They are actually important component of the value chain itself. Now, the challenge is how do you engage the middleman so that your value chain is much more robust? So, any thoughts on those things?
So as part of the backward linkages, we have given a sample training calendar. We have ensured that over a period of 1 year before getting the 500 farmers on board our model, we provide training to these farmers right from record keeping, soil management, water management. We have also included harvest management and crop management. And once these trainings are done, there will be a separate reinforcement training as and when is required in subsequent months as well. And also the farm annas or the farm brothers that we have talked about, which could in our case be middlemen, we'll make sure that these farm brothers are technically efficient and they know what we are offering and they know all of the technologies that we are offering.
Well, that was intense. All the 3 finalists have made their pitches to the jury. The moment of truth where we pick the winner is almost upon us. But first, a very short break. You're watching Maggi Desh Ke Liye 2 Minute, the Agri Challenge, in association with CNN News 18. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the grand finale of Maggi Desh Ke Liye 2 Minute, the Agri Challenge, in association with CNN News 18. So all 3 pitches have been delivered. Let me go across to our jury members. Jury members, what were some of the highlights of this interaction for you? Let me first come to you, Dr. Kiran.
I saw all seriousness in the 3 teams, amount of work they must have put into this whole, considering they are not really, they're still students who probably don't have much exposure to the farms, the farmers. I don't know how many have seen the farmer producer organization, the FPOs in operation. But nevertheless, I think they put in a lot of effort. It probably was a lot of thought process there. And I'm sure they must have discussed a lot. So it was a good experience. I'm very pleased to see that the youth are actually looking at these options on how to help the farmers. So that's very heartening to know. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Sacheti, what was your experience like? What stood out for you?
Oh, I'm really encouraged by the quality of presentations which were made. I think some of these ideas resonated. When we look at our respective businesses and the agricultural value chains and the issues which we see there, which need to be resolved, I think some of these ideas, obviously we would need to add a dash of practicality to that. But some of these ideas definitely resonated. And I am really very pleased to see that the young minds, specifically given the fact that they do not have any special background in agriculture, despite that they have come up with some very good ideas. And these can be molded, shaped as we go along. If it is combined with some experience and real exposure in the field. I think these can be given a much better shape.
Thank you, Mr. Sacheti. Mr. Narayanan, how pleased are you with the results and the pitches? Were you impressed with all 3 teams?
Irrespective of which team wins, I must say that looking at the talent today, India has a very bright future. I'm really impressed to see the level of energy, the level of engagement, the kind of research that these youngsters and I think my two fellow jurists have very clearly put out the message of the fact that they are not familiar with the agricultural milieu or indeed agricultural practices. And I think the level of enthusiasm that they have shown is truly remarkable. And I think for me, irrespective of the winner, all of them have done an outstanding job.
Thank you, Jury. Thank you so much. May I now request you to please fill your final score submissions. From over 600 entries, 12 terrific teams qualified for the semi-finals. After a spirited semi-final stage, 3 deserving teams made it to the grand finale. And what a set of pitches they delivered. Unfortunately, there can only be one winner. Well, the scores are in. The suspense cannot linger any longer. May I request Mr. Suresh Narayanan to please reveal the name of the winning team.
Well, I have really a pleasure and honor for the Maggi Desh Ke Liye 2 Minute, the Agri Challenge, to announce the Agri Challenge winners. That team Pinkpot from the Symbiosis Institute of International Business, Pune. And we have Mariam Sultan, Pratyusha Reddy, and Shivangi Singh, who are representing this. It was a unanimous vote by the jury. And what is even more heartening, apart from the outstanding work that they have put in and the commitment that they have shown and the quality of the recommendations, we are all 3 of us are extremely proud that this is an all-woman team. So it gives a lot of hope for us as Indians on the role that women can play in the agriculture of tomorrow. While every challenge will always have a winner, but there are also teams who do an outstanding job of the project and of the challenge that is in front of them. So I have pleasure in announcing that Team Agrarians are the first runner-up in the Agri Challenge. They represent the SEMHRD Pune and very ably represented by Abhinav Raghuvanshi, by Halak Shah and by Ankur Goyal. I'm delighted to, on behalf of the jury, to congratulate them on this significant achievement and wish them the very best in their endeavors. And I hope that this project will give them a means and an inspiration for their lives ahead. I have privilege and honor in announcing the second runner-up of the Maggi Desh Ke Liye 2 Minute, the Agri Challenge, which is the team Marvels, representing the Management Development Institute, MDI, Gurgaon, very ably navigated by Shashank Kumar Singh, by Anubhav Pandita, and by Siddharth Pandey. Well done, gentlemen, for a great endeavor, for a great project, for some great ideas. And I do hope that this gives you the inspiration for your futures, which I hope would be in agriculture and adding to agriculture for the future of this country. Thank you.
Mr. Narayanan, your closing thoughts. The Agri Challenge has come to its end, and how satisfied are you with the results?
Since we're talking about agriculture and the Agri Challenge, we're talking about food. And the 3 things that you need to remember about food is, number 1, don't bite off more than you can chew. So therefore, you need to be very pragmatic in how much and what is the scope of your project. Number 2 is allow food to digest, which means that give yourself enough time to ensure that the ideation to fruition happens, and there is enough realism and enough pragmatism in that. And the third one is choose your food carefully, which really means that you need to be cognizant of the kind of impact it has on society, just as food has impact on your body. Choose the food that is right and choose the impact that is sustainable and that is capable of being continued over a period of time. So I believe that for Maggie Desh Ke Liye 2 Minute, the Agri Challenge, this has been a very inspiring culmination.
The Nestle Agri Challenge gave me and my team a huge opportunity and a platform to showcase our ideas and present them to the best of the industry experts. To compete with 600 teams and emerge as the winners was not an easy task, and we appreciate the constant learning we got throughout the entire experience.
The competition being held virtually persuaded us to work harder as a team, coordinate and motivate each other throughout the process.
With each round getting tougher, with new challenges, which fueled our zeal to work harder and better. We were honored to present our idea in front of such eminent jury members, and when they announced us as winners, we were overwhelmed with joy and excitement.
Thank you again to the Nestle team for coming up with this competition and giving us a chance to participate.
And with that, we have come to the end of the Agri Challenge. I hope our young teams have not only helped highlight some of the major problems facing our farming community, but also proven that passion of youth paired with intellect and ingenuity can help formulate solutions to issues plaguing Indian agriculture. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to host this special series, and I hope you have enjoyed watching Maggie Desh Ke Liye 2 Minute, the Agri Challenge in association with CNN News 18. Goodbye and stay safe.